the thing about this podcast is that we are not sophisticated, but we want to sound sophisticated to just attract anybody. So it just throws you off. You know, it might be some guy from like Stanford listening. Oh, a parallel discussion. You know, and it's gonna be like, what the fuck is this shit? Hi everyone, welcome to our podcast, A Parallel Discussion, and I am Lalo, and my co-host's name is. You gotta say your name.
My name is. My name is Turkey.
Hey Turkey, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. Actually, we have a name now.
Can
you give them a little explanation of that?
So the last time we actually when we started this podcast, we obviously didn't have a name. For those who actually listened to the first episode, we didn't have a name to the podcast. We were just kind of dueling around with the names, and we kind of were in a timeline already to kind of get a name going because we needed to get the ball rolling pretty much, and we were just kind of doodling after the show, after the first recording, and we're like, well, we got to think of names. And we ended up sticking with a parallel discussion. And I'm very satisfied with the name. How do you feel about it, Turkey?
It almost feels a little official, you know.
A little?
We have a name now. Yeah. I don't know how to explain it, but I think this is it, right?
I think this is the next stepping stone of our journey, of our podcast journey, and I'm very satisfied because at first I felt like the name is really good, was going to carry us on, and honestly, a parallel discussion to me means just, you know, a side by side, like, you know, to some discussion of anything, you know, like it could be like we're all in one parallel of each other. I don't know the best way to describe it. Yeah. Honestly, I don't know. I like the ring to it. Honestly, I don't even know if there's a meaning for me.
I like it because it keeps it open to whatever. Like, it's not just all closed in one thing, you know. And it's, I don't know. I guess, I don't know. Is it weird that I was thinking before, like, oh, we're probably gonna choose like this goofy, like comedic,
you said, yeah, because we
you know what I mean.
You wanted to go, well, because a lot of the themes that I was coming up with, you said that they sounded very like porno like, or very sexual.
And a lot of sexual undertones for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, for all your ideas are pretty much have sexual.
I mean, I'm a very sexual guy. But I mean, at the end, everybody, welcome to a parallel discussion, and thank you guys for joining us. To those who listened to the first episode, thank you guys. It's only gonna grow from here, and I really wanted
to what I mean. Sexual undertone right there.
There you go. I really wanted to get started because I really want to get to record. I couldn't wait to record the next episode because we learned a lot from our first.
Can I be honest though?
We learned a lot from our first.
It took a while for you to like wind up right now though.
Wind up when?
To the podcast.
What do you mean? Like,
you had to wind up a little bit, no?
Well, I mean, it's okay. Talking to you on a mic, and
it's weird, right?
It's different because when we have a conversation, obviously, like on our normal lives or whatever, it almost feels like the same, but like when you're having a conversation like this, we're looking at each other. We don't really look at each other when we talk.
Yeah.
We're side by side, or we're like on the other side of the phone call, or whatever. You may be laying down, I might be sitting on the couch, or whatever.
But you know what it is too? I think when we talk, it's almost like we have our own language. So like, even if like there's certain things we say to each other where like I feel like we understand each other, but like when we got on the podcast, we realized, oh shit, like people aren't gonna realize what we mean by certain things. So it's almost like weird talking to you like as a person. You know what I mean? Like, you know, because when we talk, it's like there is this weird slang, and sometimes like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean?
Oh, well, we have like I don't know what do they call that when you have like the Klingon or something like that.
I don't know what it is.
Like
but
it's like our own conversation. Like we have like our own little silly things that we say to ourselves.
Because I feel like sometimes even like if we don't say something like cohesively, like we understand. Like even like
we mumble shit.
Yeah,
like,
and we get each other, but and then on here we have to be super clear because it's we got to make it clear for everybody to hear. It's not just us anymore.
I'm actually glad you're bringing up that conversation up right now because for those who listen to our first podcast, it was our first time really.
Yeah, we're kind of all over the place.
Getting the ball rolling. We're kind of just we just decided to go take a wild shot at it, and
yeah, it was. You know what it felt like? It felt like a shotgun blast. It was like it's shattered the bullets everywhere.
It was like there was no parallel to anything of that.
It was like that lyric for Arctic Monkeys. What is it? Your skirt is like a shot-off shotgun.
Oh, your skirt is like a shot-off shotgun.
Yeah, that's what it is. Because when she opens the dress, it's like
it's just everywhere,
a blast of everything.
Yeah. And again, like I was saying, like obviously we edit this podcast together. The last one, we put our own like minds and thought. And
by the way, the edits are gonna get smoother. It's just like that was the first run.
Yeah,
it felt very. I'm pretty sure it felt very rough in some places. Like, oh, we just made a transition from this discussion to the next. But
no, actually, you know what? We were actually having conversations, and then we ended up going back to the first conversation. Like we'll start different conversations. It was just all over the place. But
it was all over the place.
I mean, again, everybody, that day it was our first shot at attempting our first podcast, and one that we kind of felt like it was okay to release. But then again, I want to apologize to everybody because we ended up getting too drunk that day, and me and
we got a little too loose.
Yeah, we got too loose. I didn't. I guess at one point I couldn't even understand myself, and I felt. I don't say I felt terrible, but I felt like very like, damn. Like if I'm gonna be serious about this, or if I'm gonna do something like this, I also don't want to sound like a piss off or what do you call it, like just some sort of drunk all the time. But is this podcast going to be fun? Obviously, there will be days where we will let loose again. We'll have friends and whatnot, and we'll have like some pisto and whatnot. But for the beginning, for the most part, right now, like I want to focus on really working our communication with our listeners and still working on my host Turkey. And
yeah, it's still weird looking at you in the eye though. It feels like a blind date, every time it feels like a blind date.
Well, isn't that how like
I'm getting to know you more, like in a weird way. I've never looked you in the eye.
You're looking at me at my soul, and I'm looking at your soul, and like our friendship is already strong as it is, but our friendship could either get really stronger from this, or we might just get the worst out of each other,
and you kind of have to excuse this too because we don't have a structure for this podcast. Meaning, like we want to experiment, but we also understand that the downside to that is we are going to be a little scattered at first, and that's what you kind of got out of the first podcast. So we're still learning, still learning how to go with the flow a little bit. But other than that, to be honest, I still don't know what the fuck we're gonna talk about. we don't have a shared interest. I think that's what it is. That we're finding out what are we gonna come together to talk about for every week.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is the reason why I don't go to church, because I know if I go to church, people will be singing shit to songs. Oh, then again, I'm not even that religious to begin with. But I mean, even if I do go to church on a Sunday, or when my parents drag me or whatever, like, people are going to be singing songs, and I'm going to be like, yeah, this doesn't interest me. I want to just walk away.
You know what? That is something I've always wanted to bring up with you.
Wait, religion?
I always thought like you were religious, like your family was extremely religious. I didn't realize they weren't until like we went to Mexico City. But, but first of all, I want to give his family a shout out in Mexico City, because even though they're not like devoted into any type of religion, they still did me a favor and like they took me to the basilica, which was fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like that's something that they didn't have to do, you know. Like, but they were showing us off to like the city, and they took us there, you know. And that's something like, you know, they didn't have to do. Like I was gonna find out a way. I was gonna tell Lotto to go there anyway, but like they did that for us, you know.
Yeah.
And I thought that was fucking cool.
R.I.P. My uncle Ruben.
Yeah, dude.
No, it was my uncle. Yeah, it was my uncle Ruben.
Yeah.
And I forgot who was talking. It was two uncles that passed away already that they took us. And yeah, those were good, man. Those were good times, man.
Great memories.
And I mean, my family isn't really that religious to begin with. I mean, well, I do have like an aunt here that's, you know, that's getting into it because they're of age now, and like they find like their own peace in church and shit. But I mean, that happens. You know, that happens. And but religion for me, like, it's like always been hit or miss for me.
Yeah.
I think I've said it before. I think the only time I really go to church or anything like that is like if like a relative or someone passes away or a friend.
Hey,
I mean, luckily I haven't really had to go to too many.
Yeah.
But I know I'm not going to say lucky, but like it's like I'm not like.
Hey, but even for somebody that doesn't go to church, you act like a little saint, you know.
I act like I'm not really a saint, bro. No, I'm not, dude. I'm not.
You're a little cutie pie, you know.
Yeah. Oh, how sweet. Thank you.
Yeah.
No, and yeah. So I mean, but now that we're touching this topic on Mexico, so I just got back from vacation.
How was that, dude?
Man, it was okay.
Actually, you know what? I just realized I held on to that question when you got back.
What was the question?
So you could bring it up right now.
What was it?
How was Mexico?
Mexico is amazing. I went. So for those who know me, and for those who don't, pretty much, I love going to concerts. I love going to festivals. I love live music. Just a quick little bio. You know, I play saxophone. I play guitar. I play for a couple bands.
Give them a shout out. Give them a shout out.
So just a real quick shout out to those bands that I play with. Well, my main band is Los Pedos. You can catch us on Spotify, LOSP2. I play for another band called Undisputed World Champions. The Undisputed World Champions, they're on Spotify as well. Spotify?
Spotify?
It's Spotify. Oh, no, allá in Mexico le dicen Spotty.
Spotty? Is it expensive over there, the Spotify?
I think it's even like a little, I think it might be a little cheaper.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Netflix too, huh? It's cheaper?
Yeah, by a bit. Not too much, but like, you know, let's say you were paying, I don't know what, $15, they probably pay like 12.
Oh, wow.
Or whatever. And another band that I play with, Chincha Berrinches, which I play saxophone for all of them. But back to Mexico talk. So I love going to concerts, and I love Guadalajara. I've been there multiple times for many reasons. But lately,
some of which you're not gonna say.
Yeah, which I'm not gonna say. But the main reason I went this time. I have a friend out there. Her name is Paola. Thank you for. I'm make sure that she listens to this, because if it wasn't for her, I would not feel at home. She really she took the time to pick me up from the airport. With her boyfriend. They took me out to go eat the same day. We went. We had a couple drinks, and then I already had another buddy out there that I knew. His name was Uriel, and man, this guy's. You know, over there, like, honestly, it's almost like here too. But one thing I love about Mexico, dude, is that if you go out, like, you don't just see like me and you wanting to go have a beer and get drunk, you know? Mm-hmm. You go over there and, you know, it's like, oh, yeah, well, quiero hacerme la peda. Like, what time we're all going to hang out, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then what time we're all going to go hang out and kick it.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I admire about Mexico, is that regardless of... Regardless of like how many how much people have worked the next day or whatever, they're always gonna come out, and they go out in groups.
You know what it is? It's almost like that European touch. I think they have like a great balance, you know, work-life balance, where they know like, okay, don't take work too seriously.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? Because over there, even like restaurants close like midday because they just want to go with their families or something.
Yeah, they do. And even on the weekend, people know if you're gonna go, like, let's say you have a store around the corner from your house.
Yeah.
Like they know, hey,
what time they're gonna close?
Go right now and get whatever we need for later on because they're gonna close at 12 or 2, whatever, and they close early. And before you know it, like your whole neighborhood like stores are closed early. Yeah. Even like the restaurants, even like not even restaurants, like the little like locales, what you call them, like the little small little mama papa joints. Like some people don't even open on Saturdays or Sundays. And only the major restaurants, like, you know, like if you go to like the big city or you're finding like your Denny's or whatever bullshit. Yeah. So back to like Mexico, like honestly, like these people that I've met with, like I've met them. Okay, one of them, Paula, like I met her, and she literally we became cool pals, became cool friends because we both listened to the same music. So this is the second time the festival I went to is called Corona Capital.
Okay.
And this is my second time I go to that festival, and damn, just the lineup. It was so simple, but it was just perfect.
AKA Juan Chela.
Pedro Chela. For no, it's funny because you know how Corona's a chela. That'd be funny, like Coachella. Corona Chela. There we go.
Oh, hey. Yeah. I'm calling a trademark on that bitch right now. Like.
Corona Chela Festival. Hey, real quick before we go on, because do you know what they call seltzers in Mexico?
What?
They call it agua rifada.
That's too much. I feel like it's too much.
It sounds weird, right? But I actually liked it. Well, I don't know why. It's like
it sounds like a lot for a drink. You know what I mean? Like it's.
Well, I mean, seltzer is a lot for a drink too.
Nah, I mean seltzer. It's a word, you know. But in Spanish, you're using what, like 2 words?
Well, they call it agua. Look, I just wanted to say that they call it agua.
I don't know. It just feels like a mouthful. Like especially when you're drunk, you're like, hey, agua.
No, you know what? I got pretty lit. And I almost couldn't even say that. My Spanish, when I get drunk, it starts fading away.
It starts turning to Spanglish.
Yeah, not even Spanglish, bro. Like I just want to talk English. Like I don't want to talk Spanish.
Oh wow!
Unless I'm already like fluently talking to somebody.
That is kind of weird.
You know, but if I'm talking to you right now and then I want to talk to you in Spanish and then like my Spanish starts fading away.
I mean, for bilingual people out there, it is almost like a fucking switch you kind of have to do. It's like turning on a switch sometimes. For some people it looks like it's seamless, but for me, like when I was younger, it felt seamless. Like, oh, I can just go back and forth. But now it feels like I'm using up another part of my brain that I have to turn on like manually, and then even when I turn it on, like I haven't really spoken that much Spanish, so when I do it, I feel like, you know, like
you know what I noticed though about you, like when you talk Spanish with your parents, like you still have a lot. You're like allowed to like to stay in Spanish with them because you always want to explain in English. Yeah, but I mean that's natural for us bilingual people because you know a lot of times growing up we my first language was Spanish, and I don't think I really learned how to talk English until like I was like after almost 5.
But the main reason I actually do talk to them more in English now is because they use everything as an excuse why they can't do something. Like, hey, ¿me puedes leer esto? ¿Qué dice esto?
Like, I see.
So it's a detriment to them, you know. So like I have to like tell them, hey, try, you know? Like, you know what I mean?
Like the roles have changed.
Yeah, like it's like, dude, come on, like you gotta at least try, like try to speak a little bit, because like how long you been here? Like you've been here a long ass time. You still can't hold up a conversation in English. It's kind of, you know. But I'm not turning pro-Trump here. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, hey, it's a detriment to you.
Right now he has his MAGA hat on.
Yeah, but you know those memes on like Instagram where the Hispanic parents are always trying to tell their kids to do all the like write this in English for me or write this and that.
Oh, yeah.
It's true. There's a lot of truth to that, you know, because you pretty much become an assistant, like an administrative assistant. You're doing all the paperwork for them and
I mean, they are taking care of you. They're
you
have a roof under your head, over your head. So
yeah,
so, but be thankful, bitch.
I am thankful, bitch.
I'm just kidding, Doug.
But yeah, I mean, it's I mean, it could be worked on, you know.
I mean, it's true. But then also, like, you know, our parents now are getting older and. You know, they're losing their sight and whatever. And
Yeah.
We gotta take care of our parents too, guys. We really do. We gotta love them, and we gotta take care of them. Now we gotta take care of them as they get older. So, and that's one thing I never really thought about now for getting older.
To be honest, I was kind of scared of that around high school. I was scared. I was like, oh shit, I'm the last guy. I'm the last guy. I'm the
You're the
last
one that
kid.
has to take care of it.
And then it really hit me hard. And then I remember there was a moment in life when I was like, I could literally start going out in the streets a lot and just fuck being at home, or just staying more at home and being around my parents. And then I chose to stay home with my parents, but what that turned me into was a hermit. You know what I mean? I've never left home ever since.
I hated being outside. It's like I'd rather just stay inside.
But I remember there was a moment where I was like, oh, I could start just going out and like having fun with friends and stuff, and like not being at home a lot. And I kind of wonder what would have happened if you would have gone that route.
I mean, it's life is wild, man. But let me jump back into the topic because
jump right back in. Yeah,
let me jump back in. Again, oh my god, we really gotta stop doing like this whole jumpy. But I know because we have conversations and then we just. By the way, we jump into a new road and.
By the way, I'm sweating like a pig right now. The one thing we did learn from the first podcast was like we had the air on, which is beautiful for us.
Yeah, the AC was on.
But recording it, we realized, holy shit, we could hear so much of the air in the background.
Yeah, so for those who listen to the podcast with their headphones on, you'll hear a lot of the AC. So
hopefully this is a change,
and hopefully Turkey decides not to sweat so much.
Oh my god, I didn't realize how stressful it's gonna be without the air.
Well, I mean, this is what we agreed on this though.
Yeah,
it might change down the line.
This might be the perfect reason why we're gonna keep it really short. You know what I mean? This right here.
Yeah. By the way, the last one was like 2 hours. Actually, it was longer than 2 hours, but we ended up. It was
kind of surprised it was over 3 hours.
Like the final cut was 2 hours.
Yeah, with the editing, it came down to 2. And
I mean, then the editing took forever. So, yeah. Well, anywho, so yes, I just got back from Mexico. It's been a long week for me. So I got back from Mexico Monday. I did go to the festival. I saw some couple of homies, and dude, I saw the Strokes on Saturday.
How do you say it in Spanish?
That was funny because Julian Casablancas, I guess he was pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
And he starts telling Albert Hammond Jr. like, "What's your name, Albert?" Alberto. And it was pretty funny though. Like, and he goes like, "Now we're gonna call you Alberto every time you're in Mexico," or some shit like that. Yeah. But dude. Honestly, I had a good time. I met some new friends. I have new friends out there. It's always a pleasure. I mean, I'm like, we touched this on the last podcast where I'm a very social guy, so I don't mind talking to new people. And I mean,
yeah, for you don't struggle at all. Like you just kind of like bring up a random conversation, and you guys just kind of linger in that for hours. And I'm like, damn, how the fuck can they talk about fucking?
When you meet someone new, it's like you could talk about anything. You could be like, you can even bullshit. You know.
What I've also felt like talking to new people. It's almost like a new slate, right? There's no judgment there. You almost feel that in the beginning. Because you're just getting to know each other,
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can even tell them, like, hey, what's your favorite color? And then that's how you start.
Yeah. Hey, did you flash around your passport over there? Or?
Yeah. I saw that meme going around. Like, when you go to Mexico, you start flashing your passport, your American passport. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna tell you something because, man, over there, people are just like, just how people think about Mexico. Like, you're scary out there.
Yeah, it's a whole different thing. It's a whole different world.
Let's pause real quick because of the. All right, everyone, we're back. Sorry about that. So we don't have a studio.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, we don't have a studio. We do record off of our apartment.
Yeah,
and there's like a lot of like our apartment's right up above a car garage. A garage. So hopefully we don't have to stop again. And again, we did explain that. we don't have our AC on because of the recording. We want to avoid any of that static if we're happy to
Yeah,
be
so
editing.
if you do hear an alarm in the back, hopefully it's not that annoying.
Hopefully it's not annoying and you don't think we're like ghetto and some like ghetto part of LA.
I mean, I think they already know we're ghetto. It's
Yeah.
just that,
Oh yeah, so we're back to where we're talking. Like Mexico, honestly, is to me it would always be. It's funny though because I was just thinking about this. Like my family's from Mexico City and Michoacan, but I have not visited Michoacan in over 20 years. It's like I think 22, 23 years now, and Mexico City I've gone in a couple of times, but not too many, and I've gone to Guadalajara more than I have anywhere else.
yeah.
Yeah, but honestly, I came back from a vacation on Monday after the festival. Uh, and man, it's been a long week. I got back Monday and I had to go back and forth to Phoenix from LA to Phoenix back and forth 4 days in a row. And it's Friday today. It's Friday, and I'm off the weekend, so it's definitely relaxing to finally be at home. I need a vacation from vacation. You know what I mean?
That's the best vacation.
Yeah, because it's like when you go to Vegas. Yeah, and I think when you had this conversation, like when you come back from Vegas, it's like it's not like it's a vacation, but you still need to come back and be
Yeah, just
in
settle
vacation
in.
a little
Yeah,
longer.
yeah.
Because if you go back to work the next day, it's like you never vacation. It's like you're even more tired.
I think
You know what I mean?
I think we even talked about this too. Like our version of vacation is totally different. Your form of vacation is like, hey, I'm gonna go to the city and just look around and walk and walk and walk and walk. For me, a vacation is like I'm gonna go somewhere and just stay in a hotel room the whole fucking time. Just stay in that AC room, just ordering fucking.
I think people
Food service.
people do that. Like I think people do want to just get away from like their own
Yeah.
like their own little like filth.
Their own bubble,
Yeah, not filth. Yeah, their own little bubble they have at home. Like
Yeah.
sometimes you create this space sometimes in your own home that you get tired of. And it's okay to like just venture off, and even if it's like, let's say, I don't know, for us we live pretty much like in the downtown area.
Yeah, I would say the outskirts
Yeah,
of
just-
LA, like LA
we're-
County.
Yeah, we're pretty much really close to like downtown.
Yeah, this is like where we live is like the beginning of the valley, what's considered the valley
Yeah.
going up. So
And-
that's why it's very, very close to downtown.
You know, like a little vacation. Like I mean, I guess for me, if I was gonna take a vacation like that, I would like I don't know, maybe go to San Diego.
Dude, just going, exactly.
Just San Diego. It's not too far, 2 hour, 3 hour drive.
Yeah, just going to those cities, like it kind of does. The anxiety kind of does dissipate a little bit.
Yeah, I think those vacations are a lot better because you go there and you can still go back home. You don't have to worry about flying, about what time. That it only takes like an hour or two to get back home, and you're fine. Like
plus,
and then you're.
plus the drive helps too.
Yeah,
it's very therapeutic. But for you, it's obviously different.
Yeah,
I don't know if you told people what you do, but
Oh yeah, well, for me, because I'm a truck driver.
Yeah.
So I pretty much do long hauls from LA to Phoenix.
Yeah.
And I come back the next day. So for me, driving has taken a toll on me every time I do go driving. So even like, I mean, I don't mind driving like if I go to San Diego or whatever.
Yeah.
But if you told me, hey, let's go take a road trip, I'm be like, nah,
so that was my point. Like, do you still find like long trips like therapeutic, like some people do? Like, hey, I just need to unwind my mind. I gotta drive far.
It depends though, because if I'm driving to the beach,
Yeah.
and just cruising down like the Pacific Coast Highway, PCH, whatever,
Yeah.
like it is very therapeutic.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know that was it during COVID times, me and you. I know. I mean, I think like one or two times that I picked you up and I told you, hey, let's go to the beach.
It was fucking cool, by the way.
And it was a nice, like, November.
Yeah,
It's
it
still
was
kind of warm. It's still kind of warm. Not too warm, but it's a little warmer.
It was kind of close to
Yeah.
the winter already, right?
Yeah, but it is like, I think those things are fine with me. I get back from LA. I mean, I get back to LA and I'm you know me. I'm tired, but
Yeah.
I also want to do something. I feel like I don't want to be home. And we touched on this on the last
Yeah.
podcast where I hate being home. But now that I'm here with you, like there's times where I'm like, okay, I'm home and I could chill, and then if we
Chill.
could watch a movie, And it's funny because actually, right before I left yesterday, we watched what movie did we watch? The Valet.
The Valet. It's on Hulu.
Yeah. So for those who, actually, I do want to make this a segment where we gotta give those movies that they say they're bad some credit. We're not gonna give them like we're not gonna overpraise them like, oh hey, go watch this movie, it's the best fucking movie ever. But I think sometimes it's cool that we could watch those like little I don't even know if it was a low budget film or not, but it was a good movie.
It wasn't definitely
it was kind of cringy, but it was kind of cringy. It starts with Eugenio Derbez, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce his name, to be right. But it's what I loved about that movie. For those who know the area down of LA, this is area just by the Staples Center area. Oh, not Staples, the Crypto now.
Crypto Arena.
Yeah, Crypto Arena. It's a little part of the town they call Pico Union, and I was pretty much raised in that area.
Yeah.
So watching that movie, like.
By the way, it was kind of annoying because he was like, "Wait, there's not a bus stop there.
Well,
like, why is there a bus?"
Let me explain why that happened.
He's like, "Wait, why is he going that way when
I'm
he was
sorry.
going the other way?" I'm like, "Dude, it's movie magic. It's for people that don't live here,
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess just
it's
for
editing.
Me, well, the thing for me is that okay. So let's touch base on that because we're watching the movie, and that movie was really based on. It was like most of the scenes were actually on that area where I was raised.
Yeah.
And I was.
By the way, if you can hear that, that's it's some random guy screaming.
I don't know they're yelling rape.
I don't know. Somebody's yelling something outside. This is how sketchy where the area we live in right now.
Yeah. So back again. That movie, a majority of the shots, like the panoramic shots, and I don't know those scene shots where people are riding down their bike down the street or whatever, they were like literally shot like blocks away from my mom's house.
Yeah,
and dude, it was so cool because like I know it's you get to see LA in movies a lot when you drive down by downtown, but it's so crazy to see like areas that you walk to school, where you really like spend a lot of your time, even just riding my bike or whatever. It was just, I mean, to me, it was just like pretty, like, it was like, oh shit, like, that was pretty cool. But other than that, like, the movie, for those who have not, or even plan to see it, or maybe want to see it, it's a pretty good movie. If you're Eugenio Derbez,
I mean, it did what I feel like it did what it had to do. You know what I mean? It wasn't like I feel like people that made it were like, we know this is not something groundbreaking or something.
Yeah.
But
oh look, I'm louder.
Yeah, you sound a little clearer too.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess you should think of that the next time, huh?
Yeah, I should do that. So the things are gonna change now.
Yeah. Again, it's I don't want to call it generic, but it felt generic in a sense. But I did like the message at the end though.
Oh yeah,
that the Hispanic guy can never get the white girl.
Can never get the white girl. Hey, that's
they can only be friends apparently, according to this movie.
Well, yeah. So I mean, obviously, like again,
which it goes back to the plot because the whole plot was like it was weird, right? Like it's almost like they already had it in mind. Like we can't have this white girl be with this Mexican, right? So we're gonna include this third girl in the movie.
That's not.
By the way, this is a spoiler. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but yeah, the way it was written, it was.
They never had a love connection.
They never. I almost felt bad for the guy because at the end you felt like you didn't really get anything because even if he got that date with that third girl, we don't know what happened with that. If that worked out or not.
Like the sequel.
No, I'm not gonna.
And now this time, like they're really gone broke, and now they have to go live in Mexico City.
But it was almost like it's almost like they already had in mind. We can't put the Mexican with the white girl at the end. It's just impossible.
And too soon, bro.
Because I went back and I was like, wait, they already integrated this girl early in the movie, and even I was wondering. I was like, why? Okay, like he's kind of flirting. But at the same time, it doesn't make sense. Like, where is this gonna add up? And at the end, he only gets to date with that chick. By the way, she was like what, Brazilian or something? What was she?
Nah, she was like I don't know what she was, but she was some other type of Latina.
Yeah, some other type of Latina. Yeah, unidentified.
Yeah, unidentified. I forgot. Well, at least I might. She might just be. But she was on. But she was like. I guess her character is like that. She couldn't talk Spanish. She was like pocha as fuck.
She had like a bike shop.
Yeah.
By the way, it annoyed me the whole movie that in the beginning of the movie he took his bike because it got fucked up, and then they could have fixed that on the spot. That damage could have been fixed on the spot.
Oh yeah, like
he just leaves his fucking bike there. I'm like, I don't know why that fucking annoyed me. I was like, dude, like you're a bike shop. You guys could fucking fix that now. Like, you know what I mean? But I'm sorry to go off on a tangent, but
dude, you get pissed off real quick at movies, bro.
It's just infuriates me, you know, deep down in the heart. But yeah, yeah, it's we did watch the movie. You know what I mean? I can't say we didn't watch it.
No, just put in context. This is what we do sometimes. Like, you know, I'm chilling in my room, just like, you know, I'm just chilling, and Turkey usually just likes to come in and he'd be like, "Hey, let's watch a movie." And
I think you wanted to include it in there. He just wants to come in and annoy me.
Yeah, annoy me. And just like this, I annoy him. He likes to annoy me, and he goes, "Let's watch a movie." And usually, what we do, we just choose a random movie on whatever he's on, and bam, we're watching it. And,
yeah.
But I mean, overall, I think it was a pretty
yeah, it felt fun, but it still annoyed me. now I didn't realize how much it annoyed me until I'm really thinking about it right now.
All right, now that we're talking about movies, now let me ask you, what will you be watching this weekend? Stranger Things or Obi-Wan Kenobi?
I don't own any streaming services, so
you have to watch it in my fucking room.
I have to watch. So I have to wait until you get home.
Yeah.
Much.
I mean, what are you more interested in right now? Like Obi-Wan or
lately? I kind of been going to the movies, like the cinema. You know, like
you watched what's it called?
I wanted to watch Men, but the only reason I can't I like watching the early shows because. It goes back to me being an antisocial being.
When there's nobody.
Like when there's almost nobody in the theater.
Where you're like that one lonely guy in the back of the movie.
Yeah, it always goes back to that. You know, my preferences are always around the lesser people, the better. You know, social anxiety and stuff. But mainly is because I work at 3:30 p.m. and I'm like, well, the theater's already on my way to work. So if I catch the 12 hour, the 12 p.m. slot, I could get out in time to go to work. So lately I've been going to movies. But I mean, recently, like for some reason they've changed the time slots to 1 and 2.
Oh, so you don't.
So I can't. So in a way, it's a bummer. But yeah, it's kind of, I don't know. Oh, I feel like I'm not going anywhere with this.
No, I
don't even know why I brought it up.
I honestly thought you were.
I just wanted to be heard. You know what I mean?
No, it's funny because I thought you were gonna tell me, "Oh yeah, man, I watched this movie." What was that one movie you wanted to see with your boy, the guy from High School Musical?
Oh, I did watch. It's called Firestarter.
How was that?
Apparently, there was already.
You don't have to give it too much away, but how was that movie in your? Is it recommended? And if yes, and what would you say?
Would I recommend it? I'm gonna be completely honest. No. It felt like a super low budget some Stranger Things.
Really?
You know what? It's not just that movie. Any movie with a kid now, they kind of want to give it like a Stranger Kids vibe in it, like the Stranger Kids show.
Okay, I see. Yeah,
like they want to put like bikes in it and shit like that.
Oh, very like
in the 80s, 90s, yeah, whatever, 90s, 80s, whatever the fuck it is. And I get it. I look. I understand it came from a novel. It's originally a Stephen King novel. It's based on a Stephen King novel, but apparently there was already a movie like. I think from the 70s or 80s, so or early 80s.
So this is like a remake.
So this is like a remake. I didn't know that because I didn't. I knew about the book. I never read it though, but I never watched the original movie. So this was my first time going into it. Um, but it was almost like it fell into that whole government conspiracy where it's she's almost like a mutant or something. She's like it almost felt like Marvel-ish, but like
What was that
Stranger
movie?
Things.
What was that movie you were comparing to last time?
Oh, Carrie. The only reason I said that is because Carrie at the end fucking burns everything to the ground.
Yeah.
But Firestarter, yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Both her parents are like psychic or they have special abilities, and then she's born, so she also has abilities, and her major one is fucking starting fires.
That's what I mean? That's like it's just like a fucking Charmander.
Yeah,
it's just a Charmander.
Yeah, she's a fucking she's Phoenix, from
there you go. That's a better.
But yeah, it's pretty. The whole movie. It's kind of like remember we were talking about Doctor Strange, where supposedly she could only use her powers when she's scared.
Oh yeah.
It's similar to that. Like when she gets scared, she starts fires.
Oh,
and she has to learn how to use their ability. It's kind of funny though because they put her in the middle of the woods, and she like her training was like starting a fire in the woods. it was so like again, I've never seen the original movie. I heard it's good actually. The first one.
The first one's better than the remake.
But yeah, and if anything, I want to read the book now because I want to see how much changed from that book to the first movie to this movie.
So you're gonna read the book and then you're gonna see the first movie and then you watch the remake.
And I mean, the movie wasn't packed, but you could tell like the people in there were like Stephen King fans. Like they were just curious, like where the fuck is this going? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Plus, I think now the whole world has fucking a stupid ass AMC pass that costs like a fucking arm every month. You know what I mean?
Well, let me ask you: you be going to the movies regularly. Why'd you just get it?
I don't want to conform.
But I mean, if you're gonna go,
I don't want to fall. I don't want to fall into the subscription thing again. Because I got fucked over the first time.
No, you didn't get fucked over. You didn't read the fine print.
See, like
it tells you 20-something committed for 3 months, and you cancel. You cancel on your second month, so you had to pay one more month. Yeah, and it's funny too because after you cancel it, you're like, "Oh, I can't go to the movies." Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
and then you found out that you were still paying. You got paid for another month because you had to commit to 3 months. And then you were like, and you missed a lot of movies with us.
Yeah, but either way, you guys weren't inviting me anyways. Because when I had it, like you guys weren't even adding me to the.
But yeah, because you say I couldn't add you anymore.
But before my heart breaks even more, you know what? I'm done with this. This is it right here.
All right. Is there anything that you're looking forward to seeing?
Anything forward to seeing right now?
Top Gun.
I forgot who I was talking. I think somebody at work I was talking to. I asked them, "Hey, like, how many years is too many years for a sequel?" And he's like, I think none. And I was like, really? Like, I feel like for Top Gun, like, I understand, like, it was a cultural fucking movie.
It became like its own, like, little.
It feels too long ago.
Yeah, right.
For a sequel, for me.
Then again, like Zoolander's one of them that took forever.
I could see why, like, I could see why, like, diehard, like, Top Gun fans will go watch it. But, like, this day and age, especially this time that we're kind of going through, like, Top Gun doesn't feel like a priority to me.
I wanted to go see Top Gun 2, Maverick, whatever, because I was like, you know what? I'm not really into action films or anything like that. But I was like, you know what? I have the AMC pass, but I'm gonna watch the first movie.
Plus, I'm sorry, yeah, go for it. Finish your thought.
I was gonna watch. I started watching the first Top Gun. I kid you not, I cannot get through it. I fell asleep. I think it was a good like background noise movie. Where I could just like knock out towards during the movie, and that's it.
Yeah.
But other than that, I was like, you know what? I couldn't even watch it. What's the point?
Another thing that annoyed me, going back to the fucking trailer, I hated the fact that they didn't really include like a bad guy in the movie. Like usually they want to lure you they want to tease you with something. There has to be. It's almost like their whole campaign was like, hey, look, we're fucking training in midair. And,
yeah.
And I just felt like it's not working for me. You know what I mean? Like there was no conflict. It almost felt like it was a documentary. There was
I
like
still don't even know what.
there was like certain scenes where they're in like and they're like flying over like snowy mountains and shooting. But like I'm like, who's the fucking bad guy? Like who do I want to hate? Who do I want to go hate?
Yeah.
When I watch this goddamn movie, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's like
kind of like when you see a I guess also maybe it might be a bystander to it. Like what I mean is like you might be used to like seeing like Marvel trailers where you want to see who the bad guy is.
No, I hate Marvel movies.
Yeah,
yeah, I don't like them.
You don't like Marvel?
I like once in a while. Once in a while, a Marvel movie comes out, it's good, but not all of them.
Yeah.
This last movie, Doctor Strange, I liked it, but I didn't love it. You know, you can see my face right now. Like I really fucking didn't love it. And that's a good director. You know, he's a good horror director. You know, he's an old school director. He's known for a lot of fucking the Evil Dead movies, and I think he was even part of the show recently. But I felt like they held him back. I mean, that's typical Disney. You know, you could really tell how much they held him back for that movie. But it is what it is. And yeah, there's no good movies. Every movie that I've liked is like almost like an artisan movie, you know, like it's like an almost, I don't want to say independent, but they're like the lower budget movies. You know?
Oh, okay. Like you know what I really want to see, and I'm still like I might be really late on this by now. That Nicolas Cage movie.
Which one? There's so many.
The one that just came out.
Pig?
The one with the guy
beautiful
from
one. Pig, right?
Oh no, we saw that one.
Yeah, that was.
It wasn't that beautiful,
dude. The premise was it was John Wick.
It was John Wick.
John Wick meets fucking the forest. You know, like you know what I mean. Like they kill his pig, which you never see again. By the way,
I mean,
he pissed me off that we didn't get to see the pig.
They probably made carnitas or something. That's cool.
And yeah, I'm 50-50 on that one.
No, I was talking about the what's it called? This movie is the one where he plays himself. Man, let me tell you. I know it has like a long name. The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Nah.
So
I know what you're talking about.
It's the one with the guy the guy that plays Mandalorian.
Yeah, Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, and he's like a super fan of him or something like that.
Yeah, I saw the trailer to it. I wasn't even like gravitated towards it.
I mean, if anybody who has watched this movie, leave down in the comments. Let us know if we should watch these movies that we're talking that we haven't even watched, and we're just talking about them. And we're like, I mean, I was really hoping to know that you watch these other movies. But
and by the way, when he said leave it down in the comments, it's just gonna be me. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be the one commenting on the video. Like, hey man.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, now that we're touching on social medias, follow us on a parallel discussion. I'm still not used to the name. I mean, I like the name.
It feels too. You know what it is? I think it feels too sophisticated.
Yeah, right. And we're not.
We're not.
And we're not.
I feel like we're gonna change that later down the line. We don't know yet because we're fucking feeling it out right now, and it's not working.
Well, I mean, it might be working. We just don't know. But honestly, that's the thing about this podcast is that we are not sophisticated, but we want to sound sophisticated to just attract anybody. So it just throws you off. You know, it might be some guy from like Stanford listening. Oh, a parallel discussion. You know, and it's gonna be like, what the fuck is this shit?
I just fucking killed 50% of my brain cells for this.
I know. He was like, what? Yeah. This guy's graduated high school?
Yeah, actually, I didn't. Just for the record, I didn't graduate from high school. I actually had to get finish my credits for the time I failed chemistry in 11th grade or 10th grade. And then I didn't even get to walk. I'm a big letdown for my parents. And then later I went back and finished. Actually, there was two things. I had to finish the exit exam, the math, because I failed it.
Yeah. And
I had to finish the credits for that stupid ass chemistry class. I forgot the teacher's name, or else I'll fucking swear him out. But I went back. No, it wasn't him.
Is it another guy with glasses too, right?
Yeah, this
I know
guy,
he's talking.
Was like he always walks super stiff.
He walks.
He would always walk super stiff, like fucking T2 in term, like like he's like one of those Terminators. Like, But because of him, I didn't get to walk.
Mr. Not Garcia.
No, it doesn't matter.
No, he was Hispanic.
Yeah,
and he walked like a little asshole. Like,
yeah, I don't want to get too into the. Yeah, I don't want to call him names or anything, but he knows what he fucking did.
He knows what he fucking did.
One day I'm gonna fucking make it with this goddamn podcast. No, I was playing. Yeah. So I didn't graduate. I later got the credit, and then I got my diploma at a sad looking office in the school, and then my dad, I think, took me to Shakey's, and we had a bunch of lunch, and that was it.
I remember. I want you to tell this story to the to our listeners. Tell us a story about the times they removed your wisdom teeth.
Well, first of all, it was fucking hurting. I remember when I went, I told them straight out, because they're like, hey, so it looks like your wisdom teeth are under whatever, like, I don't know.
Yeah, they grow sideways or some shit like that.
They grew sideways, but at the same time, they're still like deep in your gums. And then I was like, what the fuck does that mean? And he's like, pretty much a surgery. We're gonna have to go in there and take a. So he's like, we're gonna set you up for you're gonna come here for this date so you can finish this side, and then when you heal and you're good, we're gonna bring you back again and fucking do the same thing to my mouth again. And I was like, wait, the logic there. I'm like, you wanted me to come here so you can make me suffer twice, and then because that's. According to him, he's like, this is the less painful way, like,
yeah, just do one side and come back and do another side.
And I was like, fuck that. I was like, take all of them off the same fucking day.
Just fuck that.
I was like, fuck everything. I want to suffer. If I'm gonna suffer, I'm gonna suffer that one time. Yeah. And I went in there, and even he looked at me. He was like, "Are you sure?" I don't recommend that at all. By the way,
you're like major headaches, bro. Major.
But my logic was like, I don't want to schedule a second day of suffering, like, after I recovered from the first time. Like, I already know it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
So I'm like, there's no fucking way I'm coming back here. And
you might not even want to come back the second time.
Exactly. And then now I have fucking 2 wisdom teeth on my left or something.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck this. Like, let's take them all out. And like,
de un putazo,
dude. But I'm not gonna lie, dude. It was brutal. Yeah, it was so brutal. Like, I can't explain, like, headaches after headaches, and your mouth. I mean, of course, the best part is that at the beginning your mouth is completely numb. But when you fucking wake up after that first nap, it fucking hits you so hard.
You're like all over the place. Your face just feels like fucking,
dude. It's just nonstop. It's like. It's just pain after pain. Your whole face is hurting. Your mouth, your head. It's just, you just want to be in a fucking coma. Like, at that point, you hope for a fucking coma. You want to get ran over by a car and go into a coma.
But what happened? And what happened right after?
I fucking suffered through it. I suffered.
No, it's because you're telling me about how your dad took you to Shakey's.
Oh, and then yeah. Okay, so we didn't think this through. Like, we didn't think this through completely, and so my dad had a good gesture. He's like, "Hey, let's go to Shakey's," because that's the thing a father and a son should do, right? A Hispanic father and a Hispanic son.
Like, treat you because you just suffered. Let me go treat you.
Yeah, but what we didn't good. But we didn't think is like, oh shit, like, I can't even eat. My face is fucking dead. Like my lips, I couldn't. Like, I was literally. I remember when I started chewing, I was like, oh damn, this is good. But then I realized I was fucking chewing my lips. You know what I mean? I was so numb. I was so numb that I was literally chewing my tongue and my lips. And then my dad was like, dude, like, what are you fucking do? Like my fucking face was all dead. No fucking motion in it. And then I was like, I can't even eat.
Yeah.
And then I just had to drink soup. That's fucking hell.
Maruchan for the next 2 weeks.
Not even Maruchan, just fucking liquids.
Yeah, but I mean, just drink the soup from the Maruchan.
But yeah, I was pretty much, I was actually biting my lip and my tongue because I didn't realize, because I couldn't feel shit. So when you don't feel shit, you're like, yo, I'm just eating. But I didn't think I was eating my
Instead
fucking...
of biting the chicken, you have been biting your lip off and shit.
Yeah, and the fucked up thing, I started bleeding nasty, so I had to go fucking...
You got stitches?
I didn't get stitches.
Oh.
But I did bleed out a little bit. Other than the blood already in my mouth from my fucking...
yeah,
from
because you're already fucking just...
But look, in the long term, I was right.
Yeah,
you're
suffered,
right.
You suffered.
But I suffered that one time.
And let me tell you this. I'm suffering now because I have 3 left.
Wait, you still have your wisdom teeth?
Yeah, I only have the one on my left, the top, the 2 on my left, and the top right one.
What happened to the other one?
I removed the bottom one because that one was growing sideways, and it was pushing my teeth to the side. So I started getting like sick headaches, and like literally the doctor was like, "Hey, you gotta remove this one because this one's gonna kill you." One time that I went to a dentist, and I was like, "Like it's cool, I'm not hurting right now." I had another issue with one of my teeth, like that was like one of my tooth. And I pretty much go there and I go like, hey, like my tooth is bothering me, blah, blah, blah. And he goes like, oh, you need a crown, blah, blah, blah. And then he goes like, hey, but you might really want to remove this wisdom teeth because this one's pushing all your teeth to the side. And I was like, I can't afford it. So he goes like, well, take care of this first, but you should really get that wisdom, not even like a year later, bro. Like, it was killing me. Like, dude, it was killing me. And this is a time where I was like, well, fuck it, I have to get it done, So I went on a TJ and I get there and they're like, yeah, I went to TJ. And then the doctor goes like, it's more affordable down there. He goes like, oh, hey, now you need a crown on the other side. Like, I was like, fuck, like, well, how much is it? I was like, oh, he told me, right? I was like, fuck, like, well, it's not that bad because I paid almost the same thing for just one thing in LA, and then I went to TJ and I paid for 2 things for the same price. I was like, oh shit, cool, I get to remove it and I get to do the whole crown thing. And so when I got it removed, I swear I remember we went to I'm so stupid, man. We partied the night before because we got there a night earlier. To go just to have drinks and whatnot. So we had drinks.
Sure.
Sure.
Let's leave it there. Yeah.
We went to we had drinks and whatnot. And my buddy doesn't drink, my friend Delvon. And he doesn't drink at all. So he was just with me and it was his first time in TJ. And he wanted to go with me because he goes like, man, I'm glad I'm going with you because, you know your way around TJ and I'm black and, and I'm just don't want to go alone. I was like, dude, there's a lot of fucking black people down there now. Like the Haitians and shit are just down there chilling, but they know Spanish, This is different. And so whatever, I went with him and then I got drunk as hell. Like and then we had like our appointment to the dentist the next morning was at 7. Dude, we didn't get back to the room till like 4 a.m.
Oh my god,
bro. So I got he didn't even drink. He was just like all like sleepy and shit in the morning. I was drunk, and luckily they didn't really take me in to do any kind of work until like almost like so we got there like at 7 and we didn't get any work done until like 12. Like literally, I was just laying down. I didn't get nothing. Yeah. I didn't even get X-rays. Nothing. Like I had no type of like. They didn't do anything. So I was just laying down, and then like for like 5 hours, I was like, oh my god, I feel way better now. But I fucked up too because I didn't eat anything. So
you know what? I wonder what the fucking dentist was thinking when you open your fucking mouth, like. Fucking beer, the smell of fucking beer.
That's what I was worried because I was like, oh shit, I'm fucking hungover. So whatever, like so they finally put us like at 7 we got there, we check in, and then like 30 minutes later, oh yeah, just go inside. And I guess like these people were already behind, and they already had like other appointments from other days.
Yeah,
that they just left us there waiting for like 4 hours or 4 just to get an X-ray. And then finally we got X-rays and everything. And they started working on us like an hour later.
4 hours just to get X-rays?
Yeah. And
holy shit!
Yeah, and we're just chilling in the room. Like we had our own room. Like I could see them like from across the hall.
Damn.
And then, so we're finally inside, and then like I kid you not, dude. the guy finally comes. He's like, oh, okay, you need to do this and this, do that. I was like, oh, why? How much would it cost me? Blah blah. He tells me, and then like I kid you not that the moment they started working on us, dude, I was like, oh, thank God, finally. But at that point, my stomach like literally started growling. I was hungry as hell. I'm hungover.
So you can hear it.
Yeah, I'm hungover. And I remember when it finally started taking off my wisdom teeth, like I I remember this because I cracked up so bad. Like first of all, I'm already numb as fuck, right? Like they left me. Okay, so first they numbed me, right? And like they came like an hour later. Still, they're like, okay, we'll start working, right? And they started working on like the first thing they had to do, like for my crown. And then after that, they still came back. They left for another hour, and they came back to start removing my wisdom. And they're like, "Oh, we gotta inject some more because you're already kind of like coming off the numbness." I was like, "Oh, all right, cool." So they numbed me again.
If they only knew you were numb inside,
yeah, you know? For real, man. So they started working on my wisdom, right? And I remember like they literally had to cut it in half. And then still cut my gum in half because it was right in there and it was growing sideways.
Yeah, it's pretty gnarly.
And I remember hearing the crack. Like, I was like, oh shit! Like
yeah, they literally have to break it, right?
Yeah. And they had to break it in 4 pieces.
Yeah.
And then I remember like as they were taking it off, I was using my tongue to push the finger off. Like like I don't know. It's like a natural reaction.
Yeah.
Like it's like my it's like if. You know, if you have something in your teeth,
really,
like, well, the doctor says that whenever you have a pain, your tongue naturally goes to that, or does like it kind of just push it off or whatever. So that's what the dentist said.
See, you learn something every day.
There you go. Yeah. You're welcome, listeners.
Yeah,
and
it's just me.
it's just you. Not Manny anymore.
It's not Manny anymore.
But yeah, so. The guy, and then I remember the girl. They were like talking in Spanish. They were like, "This guy has a hard tongue. Like he has a tough tongue." Because I kept on pushing her finger away with my tongue, and I kid you not, she goes like, "Oh shit, he has a tough tongue." And in my mind, I was like,
Yeah, you think it might have given me some ideas?
It's getting very sexual now. Yeah, but I mean, I remember just cracking up. Even like I was cracking up because at that point I was like, I was numb, and I was just laughing because this girl was like saying funny things to the other chick. Like they were just like kind of like making fun of me.
But they weren't using laughing gas, I'm pretty sure.
No. Over there they just numb you.
Okay.
They don't put you to sleep or anything.
I never understood the whole thing about laughing gas at like dentists.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't get that.
It's because I don't know. I think different dentists use different but like, strategies.
What's the logic to that? Like I don't,
because there's some that put you on that, like, you know, that like they numb you with a laughing gas or whatever.
Yeah.
There's other ones that just numb you, and there's one that put you to sleep.
No, I understand that. I'm just saying, like, what's the logic for specifically the laughing gas? Does it just relax your jaw, or like what? Like, wouldn't it be a distraction if you're just laughing the whole time?
I don't know. I'm gonna hit up my friend. He's a dentist. I'm gonna bring him on the pod next time.
Please let me know.
Psych. I don't have a dentist friend.
I actually believe you, and I've known this guy for like 20 years, so like, I almost believed him too.
Like I was gonna find some guy on Craigslist and just.
By the way, how long do I know you? It's not 20 years.
Since I want to say 07.
What's 07?
We were 17. So we're 32.
A little
now.
over 10 years.
Yeah, over 10 years, like maybe
over,
12,
yeah.
13 years, 12, 13 years.
Yeah.
That's
a long time ago.
That's a long time ago. I mean, it's funny though, because for those people, like, you know, who know us, we met each other through playing Gears of War.
Yeah, Xbox Live.
And through like mutual friends. Like, I didn't know who the fuck he was. His name was Wisdom, by the way.
Yeah.
So, well, you know, it's full circle, man. It's a full circle.
Yeah, Wisdom too. Huh?
Wisdom too.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, so his screen name was Wisdom, and I was La Lox. And then I remember every time you would come on, I'll be like, Wisdom! Yeah. And then you'll be like, look, I don't know, for some reason we had like this connection online. We're like always like, what up, Wisdom? You know, like just fucking around.
Yeah.
And then finally, like, we met in person. Are you La Lox? Are you Wisdom? Oh, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Like, we weren't even like Wisdom or anything like that. It was just funny.
Yeah. Xbox Live, man. It used to be a whole different vibe back in the day.
It
felt like a second hangout spot. Like when you got home, like it was cool. It's almost like its own world in a way.
And it was crazy though, because even though online gaming was still new then, like it was really good.
It was good for like
it was so fucking good.
It was a good mechanism.
It was so fucking good.
Damn, like yeah, like I felt like it, like I said, like it felt like a second hangout spot, or like instead of being out in the streets and thugging, you know.
Yeah. And you know, honestly, a lot. My mom kept me. My mom really tried to keep me off the streets. I was a street guy, like, you know, even growing up, I was very fucking like what we call a vago. You know,
Lalo had the Edgar cut way before the Edgars. You know what I mean?
No, I did. I never had an Edgar cut. Yeah, I mean, growing up, like my mom, like we used to play in the back of the building, like in like on our little street in the back, and she used to like always be like, okay, salgan a jugar, go play, you know. And we obviously we had homies in the area, and we even
the homies.
Yeah, we had like fucking. We even made up games. Like we made up games. I mean, I don't even know if they're even that made up anymore, because I've seen like games that are similar.
Yeah.
So like it was like, maybe we used to call it huevitos, and it's a game that we created with the homies from the block. It was like, yeah. So there was like 6 of us or whatever, and then we had like this little patch of dirt there in the back of the hood, or in the back of the building, and we would like carve like 4 little holes, or like the depending on the amount of players, and then if it landed on your hole, like you had to get the ball and then hit anybody. If you hit that person, they have to like almost like suicide. Like they had to like get on the wall and then have to hit you hard with the ball. I was like, fuck. So me, I was like, I was a little bitch, you know. I was like, I didn't want to get hit with the ball, but I remember one time it got me good, bro. Like they got me good in the head. It was like, well, long story short is that my mom always kept me like off the streets, because she didn't like me hanging out with these rough kids, you know. Like she's like, oh no, what the fuck, like, yeah, metes en la casa, you know, get inside the house.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, yes, mom, you know, like, but a lot, some of those friends that turned out to be kind of like really gangster. So
yeah, I kind of wonder how many kids, just Xbox Live kept certain kids out of the streets during that time,
or kept them inside their house for a very
that's what I'm
time.
saying, like,
or maybe never left their house.
But just imagine, like, if you really got into Xbox Live at that time, you wanted to be on for a while. Like, you're not just gonna be on for like an hour. Every time I heard somebody, oh, but get on for an hour, I'm like, I never understood that, because I was like, as soon as I got home, I used to get on it, and I wouldn't get off until like I had to go to sleep.
Oh yeah, dude, I remember like even then, like luckily we had like our own room.
Yeah,
and my parents would sleep in the other one, so I remember just like kind of turning on the TV, like obviously,
yeah,
as quiet as possible. So I would just make sure I lower down the volume.
Yeah,
and I remember just putting on my headset, and I'd be like, yes, what up, man? I can talk loud. You know, like just like what.
Or just turn off your mic and just don't talk.
But I mean, if you're playing with your homies, you want to talk with your homies.
Yeah,
you know,
that's like, how you knew certain homies didn't like you though. When they didn't want to talk to you.
Oh man, yeah. They just mute you, dude.
Yeah, you're like, hello, hey, what's up? And they just stay quiet, and then later you find out they're in another chat. Like,
yeah, oh yeah, they're in their own private chat, and they're like, you're left out of. Oh man, it's so fucking true.
It brings back some insecurities, you know, like the time like I found out I was never in your top 4. You know what I mean?
Oh, like in MySpace.
Yeah.
Like, oh fuck. Yeah,
those were the good old days. Now that I look back, dude, like we grew up in a shitty environment, but it was awesome.
I mean, I guess, like, you know, it's funny because I think I've asked you this question, like, what if like if you were like raised in another part of LA or another part of the states, like how would you have turned out? Like I don't see it. I can't even picture it if I wanted to. Like
it's always going to depend, you know, like,
yeah.
Because I mean, for example, there's kids that grew up rich in rich families. Like, their perspective is completely different. But what a lot of people don't understand, like, everybody's going to go through their own struggles. So even like the rich person right now, like, you might think they have it all,
but they have no friends now.
Well, it's not just they don't have friends. It's just
well, I mean, they might have friends, but a lot of times their friends are just around them because of the money.
Exactly. Like how I'm gonna be around you when this podcast blows up. You know what I mean? That's gonna be me.
That sounded very. I'm gonna be around you before this blows.
I'm gonna leech on. I'm gonna leech on when you start getting those big ass butts.
Like, hey, remember I was your co-host.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the sidekick now forever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like everybody goes through struggles. Even like if you even think you're at the top, yeah, they might be different struggles, but they're still struggles. And through those struggles, you learn all the shit. So that's why I'm like, yeah, we kind of grew up in a weird environment, but we made the best of it. You know, it's like there was a moment too in like high school where I realized I could start hanging out with these cholos. You know, these gangbangers.
Did you ever hang out with a lot of cholos?
There was a time where I knew some people that brought me into those certain crowds, but at the same time, I met this group of nerdy kids that they were into like robotics and shit like that. And they brought me into their group, and I feel, you know, because I was never an aggressive type of person, like ever.
Mm-hmm. But then you turn kind of aggressive.
When?
Here and there.
What do you mean?
Not aggressive, like you want to fight somebody, but you kind of just you learn to like push people off sometimes.
Yeah, but that's just being antisocial. But yeah, like there were certain moments in life where I was like, if I wanted to meet certain people, I wanted to go on down certain roads and just kind of like took life a little bit more easier instead of like following this path that everybody follows, you know. But yeah, dude, I think I would have been the most horrible fucking cholo out there because I hate being told what to do.
What to do?
You know,
yeah.
like I'm not that sheep mentality, bro. Like,
isn't that like a crazy way to look at it? Like, let's say you're a cholo and you kind of just do it because your parents are telling you what to do, but now you go somewhere where some other dudes are telling you what to do. Like,
exactly, but
it's like, does it make sense? It's like
at first it didn't, but and then when you really look at like the psychology of it all. It's like when you don't get somewhere, like let's just say,
home, because you don't get attention from your parents. Now you get it from these
you want to
people.
find certain attributes somewhere else, right? So now you find a group, which it resembles a tribe. You know, like when there's rituals where like certain tribes, you know, the passage into manhood. You know, like it's you want to be part of something, right? And I feel like that's where it is, but at the same time, I would be a horrible cholo because I would either be a shot caller, but then you're exposed. Now everybody wants to kill you because you're the shot caller now because now there's envy around you.
So you don't want to be.
I don't want attention.
You don't want that pressure.
Hell, fucking no. But and then I'll be a horrible shot caller because I'm still living at home. You know?
Well, then again, like maybe a lot of those fools are still living at home. You know, to be honest,
at this point,
I mean, think about it. I mean, I've seen cholos grow. I've seen cholos, and they're still
at this point. Like,
the parents are just not letting them go.
But what it is like it's like this trauma, dude. They never want to grow up. They get stuck in this rebellious stage that they never want to grow up. And you know, the more
and have responsibilities.
And you know what? The more I think about it, I'm still in that phase. You know? So, but it's kind of like looking into the mirror
without the cholo.
So in a way, I'm a good cholo. You know,
you're a santo cholo.
Yeah, I'm a saint cholo. You know, so you know what's crazy? Like, I didn't realize how much of a cholo I am until right now. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm looking into the mirror too much, but yeah, man, going back to Mexico, I did have a question since we did spiral into dentists and stuff like that.
Yeah.
How is Mexico after pandemic? I'm kind of curious.
You know, I actually wanted to touch the subject on the beginning because I was talking about how I went to Mexico, and I haven't traveled outside of the States since before pandemic. I think the last time I went was like in 2019, and I actually went to Guadalajara. And I remember I was excited and I was also nervous because I was like, I don't want to. I don't know any. It's almost like I don't know anything. Everybody has like their own rules now when it comes to COVID, and I didn't want to go there like,
especially Mexico.
Yeah, no, and it's funny too because I even asked my friend before I went there, and like I asked my friend Uriel, like, hey dude, like how's everything down there? Like, do I need to wear a mask everywhere? Do they even care if I'm even vaccinated, or what's the deal? It's like, aquí les vale verga, me dice, aquí he goes like, he used that line I use a lot. He goes like, aquí es Mexico, aquí no pasa nada.
Yeah, aquí
no pasa nada, So I was like, but I mean, I went prepared anyway. I packed my masks, and honestly, like, you know how when you told me when we never remember the first times that we went to TJ, and you're like, yeah, just come in, just they just welcome you in.
Dude,
they don't even give a shit.
Their fucking border patrol is welcoming you. They're like, we want more chaos.
Yeah,
come in.
Yeah, we want more chaos. We want the money. Bring it on.
Bring your money, please.
Yeah, bring your money in. Like, but then when you come back to the States, like, they it's like it's just the opposite, right?
Yeah.
So I was worried because when I flew out to Guadalajara from LAX. By the way, thank you for the ride. I appreciate it.
I want to touch on that a little bit. So let's come back to that. Yeah.
So pretty much we went. So I flew over and I was kind of like worried, like, oh man, do I need to take a COVID test before leaving, or what's protocol? And I looked everywhere, and honestly, not even the website from the airline that I went in, it didn't really give me a good explanation. So I was like, oh fuck, whatever, I'm gonna risk it. Not gonna do it. And yeah, just like the Border Patrol and TJ, like, just come in. Don't even worry about your fucking vaccine. I don't care. Or your COVID test. I was like, all right, cool. So I was in Mexico for like 5 days. And on my second to last day, on my way to the festival is near the airport. So I was like, it's like maybe like 15 minutes away from the airport. So I was like, you know what? I remember seeing, like, the first day I went to the festival, seeing a whole bunch of like COVID, take your test, blah, 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 take your COVID test, So I was like, on my second to last day, I was like, you know what? I'm going to stop by one of these places to go do my test. And again, like in Mexico, everything's closed on Sundays, bro. Everything, even doctors are closed on Sundays,
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, hey, you're still sick?
I mean,
wait one more day.
It's a Catholic fucking country.
Yeah, so whatever. Like, I was like, fuck. And then, like, my friend's friend caught a billboard that says,
friends?
Yeah, my friend's friend. My friend's friend caught this. She was right in the back. She was like, "Hey, there's a COVID testing place at the airport."
By the way, how legit is that? Because I feel like anybody could just post their
right, like anybody
testing ground.
No,
anywhere.
not even that. Because in Mexico, they even write on the walls
because remember,
like shows and stuff like that.
Because remember, in the thick of it, there was that whole controversy that they found out that a lot of people were like injecting people with water.
Really?
Like, yeah, during the whole hype of it all. Like, that's all fucked.
Isn't that bad though?
It is. You're putting water in your bloodstream. That's horrible. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like that's how much of a scam it was down there. Like, people were charging for.
This happened in Mexico.
Mexico.
I thought it was happening here.
I mean, you are talking about Mexico.
No, yeah, but I don't know. I thought you were just talking like it was happening like a lot of places, like even here in the States.
No, that was in Mexico.
No, I didn't know
exclusively.
Yeah, they didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
No, but so just like we're on the way to the show, and I was like, hey, I guess can we go? We actually had to go to the airport, and the testing place was in one of the structures to the Guadalajara airport. So we went there, and I go there like, hey, you know what? Like, so I took my test the day before.
Yeah.
And I asked them, hey, my flight is until tomorrow. Can I take the test?
Yeah.
It was like 3 p.m. My flight the next day left at 12. So I go like, is it a problem? It's like, as long as it's within 24 hours. It's like, oh, thank God, like. So I'll do it. And then like, so I think that this is like another, I don't know if it's a scam. I think for me it's a scam because
they charge
you. Like, what the fuck? Like,
dude, I literally got 8 tests for free through the USPS.
I mean, no.
Testing kits.
No, the thing is that you need like a form that you can't just give them like.
So yeah, I don't see.
Yeah, there's no point there's no way of you like, hey, let me take the test in front of you here.
I mean, if they give you a form, I guess they just charge you for the form. I think so.
Yeah.
So it is. I think it is legit.
No, it is legit. It's not. It's in front of the airport.
Yeah, if they just did the test and be like, you're good. Like, I feel like that's a scam.
Yeah, exactly. No. And so I mean, it wasn't expensive. It was
Yeah.
like $25. It was 500 pesos. And so
500 pesos.
yeah,
Jeez,
no, but imagine if you're traveling.
holy shit!
Like imagine you're traveling from.
Wait,
like,
that was at the airport.
at the airport.
Oh, I would trust at the airport.
No, yeah.
instead
So
of- yeah, in
it's
the
like
city.
it's on the structure of the airport.
Gotcha.
The parking structure of the airport.
Yeah.
I mean, my friend just went to Cancun, and she
What
told-
friend?
My friend.
Where are you getting all these friends from?
I have a lot of friends everywhere. And you know what? I am Lalo.
Do you keep them in your pocket or what?
I have them in my phone pocket.
All right.
And she told me that she went last year to Cancun, and she just went back this week. And I asked her, like, because I told her, hey, just make sure that you know where to take your COVID test before.
Yeah.
She goes like, oh, I'm not tripping about that. Like, my hotel provides it. I was like,
Oh,
oh, that's cool.
shit.
You know,
Okay,
like,
cool.
so I think that's cool. You know, like,
Okay.
but like, I mean, at the hotel I was staying at, I stayed at one of the fanciest hotels in Guadalajara. Bro, it's probably the most beautiful hotel I ever stayed in.
Is this that super tall one? In
The
middle?
super tall one. It's called Rio.
Oh no way.
Yeah, dude, that fucking hotel. Like, honestly, it's funny though because I think I only paid like $100 a night.
You know the most horrible thing about that hotel though is when you look at the city. The city looks like shit sometimes. But like, you know what I mean?
But you know, it's almost like when you get aerial shots of LA at night,
Yeah.
it looks nice and pretty.
But don't look at it in the morning. Look at it at night.
Yeah,
At
yeah,
night it is
exactly.
better. Yeah, don't
But
look at it
then
in the morning.
then like during the day. Then during the day, it looks all shitty.
Yeah,
and
in the day it looks shitty, but then in the night, oh, it's a nice romantic.
I don't know if I know you catch like a Chiva game before, and they have like this big like puente. I forgot the name of it.
Yeah, I know what you're
But
talking
yeah,
about.
it's like blue. Like I
Yeah.
stayed right next to it, and dude, it was like one of the like honestly to me. I mean, maybe my view wasn't the best, but I know if I would have stayed on the other side of the hotel, it was even better.
Again, if you look at it up close, it's horrible. It's disgusting. But if you look at it from afar, it's nice.
Oh,
it's
it's
a nice
beautiful.
photo. It's just beautiful.
This is beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, and man, honestly, it's like one of the nicest hotels I ever stayed in, and it's funny though because then I moved to another hotel that was like near the airport, and I paid maybe like only like $30,
Okay,
40. I think it might have been 60.
it's pretty good.
Might have been $60. And I remember like at that point I was just like kind of just desperate to get a hotel near the festival.
Yeah.
That was actually near the airport and near the festival,
By
so
the
it
way-
worked out.
By the way, where was the festival?
Actually the festival is called VFG. It's the Vicente Fernandez Rancho. Remember that?
I remember.
Remember when we went to? We took a picture with a horse.
Yeah.
Okay, that is like the biggest cowboy store there is.
Yeah.
So right next to it, there's the
Wow.
it's like his a fucking rancho,
Interesting.
and they do festivals there, and they do like a lot
That's
of
interesting.
Yeah,
it's right
dude.
next to the carretera, no?
yeah, it's literally right next. So
To the road.
yeah, dude, the 15 minutes that would take me to get there with non-traffic took me 3 hours.
Wow.
3 hours of
Yeah,
traffic.
it is because it is just
It's just two roads.
Yeah, it's two
But
roads.
it literally like what was going on is that people were just on the rocks doing a third row.
Oh fuck.
But even that
Yeah.
didn't help. It was. I mean, getting to the festival was a fucking nightmare.
Wow.
But I'll tell you this. Other than that, like, dude, it was a nice fucking.
So
it was a cool-
so it was like a Pedro Chela, you know?
Yeah,
getting
Pedrito Chela.
one
Yeah,
Chela, you know?
yeah, dude. And honestly, I the last time I went to the Corona, the Pedro Chela, the
Yeah.
Corona capital, I went in 2019. Actually, I actually went
Damn.
early 2019.
That was not
And
far.
yeah, and that one was at outside the stadium of the Chivas, the Akron.
Akron.
And that one was nice too. That one was also, wasn't so hard to get into,
Yeah.
but it was harder to get out.
Gotcha.
Now this one was vice versa. It was like harder to get
Yeah.
in, but easier to get out.
Yeah, like their roads not the best.
The
You know,
roads
they
are
could-
no. I mean,
they need
honestly,
more work.
honestly, that's one thing I was actually talking with my friend. I was telling her like, hey, I hate that we don't have roundabouts here. Like, I think roundabouts will make traffic here a lot better.
But you know what too?
But let me tell you why though, real quick. Because the roundabouts, like, if you want to go, even if you want to give a U-turn,
Yeah.
instead of giving a U-turn, you go to the roundabout and then you go back to the street you were coming from. Or if you want to make a left, you stay on the right to stay on to
Yeah.
make that left, and everybody's kind of just sharing that circle.
Yeah.
As opposed to like you waiting in the light, waiting for the light to turn green, and then you never know if the car in front of you is gonna fucking come onto you and you fucking crash. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like roundabouts are more efficient.
Yeah.
Than there is just a 4-way. I mean, whatever, incoming traffic or whatever.
Yeah, but either way, like I feel like Mexico has some of the worst roads throughout the country.
Yeah,
like,
they have bad roads.
They don't know how to connect certain. They don't know how to do efficient roads. So, like, let's just say if you're in the middle of Mexico, you want to go to the beach on either side. You have to do like a whole workaround because they don't want to do more roads. Yeah, and I get it. It's a very like the middle of Mexico is like it's literally just a bunch of mountains. It's a mountain range, but at the same time, it's like their roads suck. Like their road system sucks.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think they just lack on signs.
You know what I think it is? Their best engineers are working for the cartels, you know.
Oh fuck no.
You know, so that leaves the rest of the engineers doing roads.
But no. Well, you know what it is though. Like this is what I heard. I don't know if it's true or not. Anybody, I mean, they could tell me I'm wrong. I don't know, but this is people that come from Mexico that tell me this. That live in Mexico that tell me this. That a lot of the nicer roads are actually paid by cartels. Like they're like, you know, whenever you find those cotas, like the ones like, you know, like a fast track or whatever. Yeah, those nice roads were made by cartels. Like cartels paid that so they could transfer a lot easier.
Yeah, and so you could launder money.
Yeah, pretty much launder money. I know, but it majority. They say that it's easier for them to be on those roads. Yeah, to get across to this side than having to go across like a whole fucking ugly ass fucking road.
And speaking of cartels and Guadalajara, we do have a very interesting story one time. I think we were headed back to the airport back in 16, where our driver let us know that. Do you want to take this story? I feel like you tell it better.
I don't know if I could tell it better, but just maybe jump in if I'm butchering it. All right, so we were so in 2016, Turkey and I. We went to Guadalajara and we went there for like maybe 4 days, and then we spent there like 4 days,
like a week.
Yeah, almost 5 days, and then from there we were gonna fly out to Mexico City to go spend time with I was gonna go see my family. He wanted to visit Mexico City, so it was our last day in Guadalajara, and we're catching our Uber, and I forgot how the conversation started, but with the Uber driver, we were going back to the airport, towards the airport. And we started talking, hey, how's the work here, blah, blah, blah. And the guy goes like, it's going good. Like, you know, like I only do Uber on the side. I'm like, what do you do? Like, what do you do for a living? And he goes like, oh, I'm a manager for a band, like for a banda. And we were like, oh, that's cool. And he goes like, yeah, but it can be sketchy as fuck. He goes like, what do you mean? Like, that's pretty cool. Like, oh yeah, I manage this banda. And he started telling us a story about how like, I guess the banda got contracted to play somebody's funeral.
No, it was at an estate. Someone's estate.
Oh, someone's estate, right? Yeah, something. And then like, so he goes like, oh, but they offered us money. So they only scheduled us for like 5 hours. But the guy goes like, I guess he's like from cartel or something, from a cartel and shit. He goes like, I'll pay you more, but you have to stay all night. Like the guys like were like, what do you mean? Like I guess the banda was like, well, fuck it, it's more money, right? Or something like they and then again, you don't want to say no to the cartel anymore. You know? Yeah, you don't want to say no
too far. And the thing too he mentioned is like, this estate was literally in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
So in a way, they had no fucking choice.
No. And then I remember, I think he also told us a story that real quick. He was like, yeah, one time, I guess it was someone's funeral, and he was like, but I want you guys to write a song for I guess the guy who the manager and the cartel guy was like, hey. We're negotiating. Hey, I need you guys to stay longer, but I need you guys to write a song for my
a corrido.
Write a corrido for my my dead grandma or dead mom or some shit like that. I don't know who died, but the guys had to make a song within like 24 hours or like a couple hours. And we were like, what the fuck? Like, I almost I was like, oh shit, I feel like we shouldn't be talking to this guy anymore. I feel like we should just cut this conversation off.
The part you left off, actually, it wasn't one night. He said it ended up being a couple of days.
Oh, a couple of yes, just right. I think they stayed like a whole fucking.
He pretty much, I think, a whole week.
Yeah, look, watch. A lot of people like don't know this, but when you go out to a party out there, it's not just a day. It's like multiple days. Like a lot of those parties like that, they last like more than one day. It's not like
it's specifically a cartel party.
No, but it's just
those go last like weeks and months.
But imagine you're one of those guys that just want to go to the party for like just to show up because you don't want to look bad.
Yeah.
But imagine you show up to the party and now they don't let you go for a week.
Yeah, it sounded like
you're
a hostage
in a little
situation.
bit of a sticky situation.
You're pretty much a hostage at that point, you know?
Like if you don't stay, you're gonna die, motherfucker.
But again, he said it kind of like tripped them out because they're in the middle of nowhere, literally. Like he said, it was in a state far out into the mountains.
Yeah, it's literally
somewhere
like
in the mountains.
Not even a fucking radar could pick them up.
Yeah, and he was like, it started with one night. It was like, let's just play that one night, and then that one night ended up being like almost a whole week. And then he said, look, the plus side is they treated us well, they paid us good. But we were scared out of fucking like shitless.
Even
like,
the guy was scary. But
yeah.
Even to me, the guy was just scary. Like just because you took the offer. Because you took the offer.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Know what I mean? Like, yeah, but I mean, unfortunately, that's what that type of music attracts out there. You know?
Yeah,
like,
it's just culture for them.
It's culture out there. You know, and they. I mean, you kind of know what you need. You kind of know what you're gonna run into if you're doing that type of stuff out there.
Yeah.
So, and there's a lot of competition out there too.
Yeah.
And a lot of these bands, hopefully, I'm not disrespecting
them.
I'm not disrespecting them, but I feel like a lot of these bands are tied to a lot of cartels. So, like, that's why I'm like,
I mean, that's why there's so many like even the narco corrido songs, all those stuff. Like,
yeah.
They're popular. They're popular, and
they're our equivalent of bangers over here.
Oh yeah, it's like like a trap, like a banger, like a good, But it's, I mean, I hate to say that it's culture because I know it's not really culture, but it's almost like, hey, like you kind of have to know, like like if you're like wondering if you're walking around Compton, like a night. It's almost like religion not to even walk around.
Yeah, it's almost the equivalent of gangster rap over here, where like you're banging on your songs on on those slappity slaps out here. Whatever
the bass,
whatever you guys call them these days. Like but it's like their gangster rap out there. Like they link it to their delinquency out there.
Delinquency.
They want to be hella wild out there.
Yeah, I mean, Mexico is a wild. It does
feel like the Wild West.
It's not too scary. So for anybody who has not gone to Mexico or is planning to go to Mexico, and honestly, I know I have friends down there, and there is. Just like anywhere else, like there is a level of uncertainty, like that you feel very overwhelmed because you don't know the area, blah blah blah. But honestly, I saw so many white people walking by themselves and during the day. They might have been just white Mexicans, but they look like fucking Europeans to me. And then they were just like chilling, walking. There was actually right outside my hotel. Weed's still illegal, right? But there was like some like I don't want to sound like there was like black people outside the hotel, and
I mean, just you pausing it like that made it sound more racist.
Yeah, I didn't want to sound racist.
You should have just went with it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Maybe. I'm sorry. Yeah. So those like black people, and black people out there, like there's not a lot of people black people, but the fools were like outside the hotel, like just smoking weed, and over there, like. Smoking weed in public is almost like what it was here in the 90s, smoking weed in public,
It's almost like...
But over there's even worse because over there's like, oh shit, like they're drugs, like you don't want to be around it. And this guy was just out there chilling like if there was like their, like, like if they were like in the streets of LA or something. And I'm like, oh shit, like, well, they don't give a fuck, I guess, but they don't do whatever they want. But people were like, I guess it's still kind of like some sort of respect when you go somewhere like that.
It's almost like when you go buy weed, like you don't want to smoke outside of the shop.
Yeah,
That's disrespectful. Like, even if it's legal, like get the fuck out of there and don't smoke around there. You know,
or like, or like even then, I don't know if you know, like I think in China, you can't chew gum inside the metro station, like inside the train.
You're on a roll today, huh?
Yeah.
All these different.
I've never been to China, but I just know. No, but it's kind of like you kind of have to know like the culture, like of you have to kind of know the culture of where you're gonna go, because if you do like, you don't want to do you don't want to offend anybody. I mean, honestly, a lot of people do smoke weed out there now, but it's not like it's not cultural. Like it's not easy to see like all the time. Like you don't want to like.
Yeah, it's not LA.
Yeah, it's not LA. It's not like
Yeah.
But smoking cigarettes out there is like everyone.
And plus, trust me, you don't trust me when I say this. Even if you know these, like, you don't want the cops' attention out there. Even if you know they're corrupted and you feel like you get away with it,
yeah, fuck that.
Dude, you do not want their fucking attention because you don't know who they're linked to, you don't know who they're tied to, and at the same time, these guys are assholes. They'll make you like they'll get everything out of you if they want. So don't get too comfortable, but at the same time, have fun.
Yeah, honestly, Mexico's tons of fun. Like, but I mean, I think,
but we're on that note, I will have one more question for you.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Guadalajara.
Yes.
The women. How beautiful are the women out there?
Women in Guadalajara is probably one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my life. It's almost like it's on Europe in a third world country, but but it's really, really beautiful. Women out there are beautiful, and lot of like everybody's chill. Honestly, everybody's chill. I like how everybody's fucking chill. Everybody's just like, everybody's so welcoming. I mean, you never know who you're gonna bump into. I mean, obviously there's assholes everywhere in the world, but a lot of like good people come from there too. And damn, man, I can't wait to go back. I really can't wait to go back.
How does it feel like to see your team in the finals right now?
You know what? It's not even my team. That's not even my team. But yeah, I mean, I do want. I want to end this podcast on a good note, because I forgot to plug this in on the last one. I feel bad. Fuck Danny.
Actually, I think we brought it up a lot, but
fuck Danny. But I mean, the reason I'm bringing it up now is because we didn't plug in his fucking podcast.
I told you to. Didn't I tell you?
No. So I mean,
I think I just said give him a shout out, right? But you didn't.
I think you told me to give a shout out, but I want to give a shout out to Danny, and no one knows who Danny is. But if you do want to get to know Danny, that we always bashing on through the whole podcast.
Yeah. Plus, we're gonna start a campaign called "Fuck Danny."
Yeah, hashtag.
But it's Danny. Really love. It's really love.
It's literally a heart with his face on it. And it has the word "fuck" on it.
Yeah,
and
I think that's actually going to be our first shirt or merch. Fuck Danny.
Yeah. So I if anybody who is into this podcast and is listening to this podcast,
hopefully somebody out there is.
Yeah, hopefully.
I'm hoping. I'm still crossing my fingers that somebody's taking their time and really just,
Yeah. If you don't want to check out his podcast is on Spotify. I'm not sure which other ones, but for sure, I listen to it on Spotify.
You're not on YouTube, right?
I don't think he's on YouTube.
He's not on YouTube.
But if you do have Spotify, listen to two Mexicans, one mic. I mean, it's just kind of weird because now there are four of them. So if you run to like a picture of four guys in the cover and it's two Mexicans, that's them.
Yeah. Shout out to them.
Yeah, shout out to them. They actually invited us to their podcast a little over a month ago. Yeah, and you could listen to that podcast with me and Turkey on it. It's called High School Musical. I'm not sure what number it is or what episode. It might be like 20 or something like that.
Something like that.
So if you want to if you like in this podcast, you like what we're doing, listen to that episode, and then yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy that, and then you guys could jump right back into our episodes. We are currently working on getting our podcast into Spotify, maybe iTunes. We're still working on all the legal.
You're making it sound so fancy, but we're figuring shit out.
Yeah, we're
now.
still figuring shit out.
We're figuring shit out.
Yes, I want everybody to be patient with us. Enjoy the listen. If you're just in your car, if you're at home, if you are listening,
And if you are in your car, honk once
or honk twice
or honk 3 times.
And again, we'll be opening an email. So you guys can write to us. Let us know what you like, what you don't like. If there's anything you guys want to talk about,
And if there's one person you hate, tell us that too, because we might get rid of them too. Like,
yeah,
fuck it.
we could just block them.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? We'll send. We're gonna start doing cameos. We're gonna start doing cameos.
Cameos, yeah.
That will cost maybe about 25 cents a video.
Yeah.
If it's for business, that'll be $5. We don't know yet. But yeah, we're slowly but surely getting this going, and
I think the most important thing is I feel like I'm getting a little bit more used to it. Are you getting used to it a little bit?
this one felt like I said, like the first times that the last one we did, we were pretty lit.
Yeah, it was a whole different vibe.
It was, yeah. I listening to it again. It was good. Like, the first listen, 'cause I was like, oh shit, it sounds pretty good. And then I listened to like the full edit version, and I was like, fuck. I can't even say a word. I can't even say a word anymore. I can't even keep a conversation.
And you started really well, by the way. Like, really fucking well. I was actually surprised. I was like, damn, that's a good ass intro. You did a good ass intro.
Now I do feel a lot more normal. I mean, I don't feel like it was like I was pushed. Oh, no, I wouldn't say pushed, but I more like rushed into like just coming up with topics.
Yeah, I still feel like the eye thing is a little weirding me out, but I mean, I feel like, we should try is just do a podcast where we're not looking at each other. You know what I mean? That's like therapy. It's like
In that case, just call me on the phone. I'll just push you.
Yeah. Next thing you know, we're not in the same room anymore.
Yeah. Everyone, thank you for joining us on a podcast called A Parallel Discussion, and we'll see you guys soon. Any last words?
I don't like saying goodbye. So goodbye.
So goodbye.